Don't watch this if you haven't played the game, thanks. Thor is an incredibly tragic character in God of War Ragnarok. And I'm not talking about the tragedies, the slander that has been said about him. I think Thor is a very broken character who is being used and forced into an incredibly awful mindset. He's often looked at as a villainous drunk destroyer without consideration of who really turned him into this beast. At the beginning of the game, I thought of Thor as a terrifying monster who acted out of vengeance without thinking too much of the consequences of his actions because of being paraded around by the most powerful man in all of the 9 realms. Thor was the enforcer of Odin, and it seemed that Thor took pride in this and took pride in all of his atrocities.
Let it be known, the god of thunder is good for 2 things: killing giants and pissing me!
It wasn't until seeing the relationship of Thor and his family that we see the other side of Thor. I don't think Thor really enjoys murdering people. He was told to be thoughtless by Odin and resort to drinking to avoid thinking, hence him being a drunken murderer. It wasn't even until everything was taken away from Thor that he was really forced to think about everything that has happened to him and the immense amount of trauma that he's gone through. He lost his sons because of Odin's carelessness to protect them and Odin's wants to use them.
They were thrown at the Allfather's problems like brittle knives to a mountain face. And for what?
He lost his relationship with his daughter because of his obsessive drinking problem that seems to be brought upon him to avoid the trauma that Odin has put him through, and to avoid confronting the monster that he has become.
I can't. This isn't you.
And the real cause of all of this was his loss of who he was because of his father. I don't even know if Thor was ever a good god. I don't think anyone really knows that besides Odin and himself. But we do know that Odin has turned Thor into a bloodlusting beast that was picked apart to be a perfect, thoughtless enforcer for Odin himself.
Stop letting your wife think for you. She's clouding whatever's left of your brain.
This isn't about her.
No, it's about your limitations. Accept them and move on. Now go smash something, will you? Honestly, I liked you better as a drunk.
Thor has known for a while that he has done some awful things and seems to believe that he's too far gone for any change.
Seems stupid to gripe about the things we can't change.
He's done so many horrible things and can't even begin to imagine change until Kratos comes along.
Don't you know what I've done? Yes!
But what will you do now?
We don't change. We are destroyers.
No more. No more. For the sake of our children.
Sadly, it seemed too late to change. As the moment Thor forgives himself, Odin takes away the last thing Thor had, his own life.
I didn't want this.